Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Anarky Gaming Podcast, episode number 5. Today we have Harry. Can you tell me a little about yourself?
Yeah. Okay, I'm Harry. I've been playing games since I can remember. I go by Dropshot in the AG group. It's something that me, Reece, who is currently just doing our intro, and Ashley, who's not with us today, unfortunately, we started it up one day in college, and it just kind of it's changed a lot since we had the idea for it. But we're here where we are now, and I'll go a little bit more into myself in a minute.
Thank you for that. Yeah. Of course, we've also got Tyler. You right, Tyler? How are things going?
Things are okay. I am Tyler. Some say that I was born in a box. And now I'm on the AG podcast.
I would like to know who says you're born in a box.
Right, this is the law
that.
to the AG. Oh, don't tempt me to make law.
This
for
will
this
be
podcast.
in the Anarky Gaming Compendium number 13. Chapter
Anarchy
1,
number 13.
Genesis, 1984.
I'm pretty sure none of us were born on that day, but yeah, fair enough.
Right. Continuing on.
Continuing on. Sam, how's things going, man?
Boring. Just very boring. The games are all the same. It's getting worse.
Worse and worse each day, stuck in quarantine, as you know. Yeah.
And worse.
Just to
And
round
worse.
up this,
And
just to
worse.
real quick round up this little intro. Reece, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, my man. I'm doing real good. Just
My
doing
man.
college work from home. I'm not going to kill myself, honestly. Anyway, continue on.
Alright, so before we get into any major topics, it dawned on me the other day that people that might come and watch this have no information on who we are, what we do. So I reckon
Yeah.
we start off by just introducing ourselves and having a bit of a quick catch up, seeing as, we don't talk all that regularly because we do have our own lives and we're busy doing work. You've got your college stuff, Reece,
You guys have lives?
But no. So anybody else? Would anybody care
Wait,
to
fuck,
start?
I need a life for this?
Would anybody care to start explaining who they are, like kind of
Yeah, sure.
where
I'm
they
a-
kind of started playing games?
I'm a registered sex offender in 13 countries.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Really, Tyler?
And demonetization.
That's a story for later.
We weren't getting paid anyways. Tyler, we're talking about this
just
life,
got
not your previous ones.
Oh yeah.
I've just gotten a message from our sponsors, Raid Shadow Legends. They're pulling out.
Oh shit.
You know,
Oh, tits, fuck! Well, no, if we weren't out of monetization then, we are definitely out now.
I think one of my earliest memories of life in general was seeing Mario 64 on a Nintendo 64. That's that. I had an N64 and a PlayStation when I was really young. I don't know what happened to the PlayStation. I played Spider-Man on that PlayStation.
Which Spider-Man? Spider-Man 1 or 2?
It's the first one.
Oh,
I think years later I had the second one.
the second one's so much better.
Oh, I don't agree with you there. Man, I don't even remember what I played on the N64. I think it was like Bust a Move and stuff like that. I didn't have Zeldas at the time.
Mate.
I got Zeldas.
Buster move.
I got Zeldas when I was like 3 on my GameCube, which we got. I think it was the Wind Waker limited edition bundle thing.
Zelda games became your favorite series, didn't it?
Years. That would be over multiple years. And basically I was just a Nintendo kid. But I also had a bit of computer influence in me as my dad. One of the earlier memories I have with my dad doing, hobby stuff was sitting on his lap watching him play Medal of Honor and Jedi Knight when I was like 3-4 years old. Might have been too young for one of those games.
Nah, never too young, mate.
Yeah. And then I got into computers through Club Penguin, Flash games, Newgrounds.
Oh my god.
I bet you
Congregate.
just sat there playing. I bet you just sat there playing like Dance Revolution, trying to get the right fucking buttons.
Oh man, I
Mate.
played all of the Flash games. And eventually I realised I need a better computer to play better stuff, and so I asked for a gaming computer, and I got an Xbox 360.
I mean,
worked.
it is a gaming computer, technically.
Technically, yeah.
Now that I think it was, oh yeah, we had to sell the Nintendo Wii to get that. So I was even sad at that. I still had my GameCube. That was one part of the deal. I could keep my GameCube, but I had to sell the Wii to get a gaming computer, which ended up being a 360. But all worked out because about a year after having the 360, I sold it for a gaming computer.
Nice.
So
Nice.
it worked out. But when I had my 360, I played a bit of Halo. I think I maybe played like one of the Call of Duty games once. I never owned them. It was Black Ops, I think. It was just like a friend bringing it round. What else did I play? Orange Box. That was one of the main reasons I wanted a piece of hardware, was to play that. Because that was like Team Fortress 2 was demanding back then. Weird to think about. Played a lot of Left 4 Dead 1. And
Oh mate.
and I think
That was good memories.
the last proper. Oh yeah, I played a shit ton of Oblivion, and that's when I got really into RPGs. And then I think the last major game I played on my 360 was Alien vs Predator. From
Oh, that was a
2010.
good game.
No,
That was a good
I
game.
hated it.
It was a good game.
Yeah, campaign was short, but it was fun, and then the multiplayer was also really interesting.
I
Never
mean,
tried the
I
multiplayer.
thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a good game. Like, if I could go back and like just own it again, I would.
Yeah, then sold the 360, got back into like computers. Still Nintendo person. Somewhere down the line, I got a PS2 and sort of rediscovered a lot of old stuff. And then I got a 360 again in 2015. And wait, did I get a 360 first or a Wii U first?
Honestly, you've got I'm pretty sure you're just started with like a timeline of events that you've like drawn out. Because
Yeah.
you're just like got this perfectly. All right, 2015. What happened in? Oh, that's what happened. In
Well, my life is
2015.
boring enough, I think, that I remember all of this. I mean, if you were given a Wii U when you were like 15, wouldn't you reckon you have a pretty boring life?
No, I reckon I'd have pretty good parents. Or you know, a lot of money.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, a lot of money.
Well, I mean, one of those things is true.
We'll see.
The fact that I have pretty good parents, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know where it goes.
I'm not
after
talking about money.
Because 360 was when I met you guys. Well, I didn't
Yeah.
meet Reece, but
Yeah.
I met you, Harry.
Yeah, definitely.
And a few
I
years
met you
later,
for the
I mean-
first time.
What about me?
I mean, just to kind of round it out, what have you kind of like been doing over the last couple of weeks, Tyler?
don't know if it's podcast related, but I've been working a lot on music. I am a music man. I've been playing Metroid Prime 2, Killing Floor 2, and Peggle 2.
And just to end your segment, what are your top 3 game series of all time?
Oh, shit.
Just on the spot right now.
Alright, Zelda's one of them. Fuck.
Number
Sounds
one,
like a
Zelda.
One of them's guaranteed to be Zelda.
He still sounds like a goat.
Oh no, I've never thought about the other ones because alright, Guitar Hero will absolutely be another one. I am a massive Guitar Hero
Yeah.
man.
I
I'll
can't
settle
do
for
Guitar
2.
Hero.
I'll settle for 2. You know, that just gives us a little bit more of a look as to like, you know, what the sort of stuff you enjoy is.
what sort of person you are depends is where we can trust you or not. Guitar Hero, we're on the sideline.
How about yourself, Reece? What have you been doing since you can remember?
Oh, since I was a wee little young lad, I don't know why I went Scottish then.
Sorry, no, we lot. I've been playing Lewis Capaldi.
The first memory I've ever had as a small child was actually playing on the original Xbox, not the Xbox One, but proper original Xbox.
That
hardcore fan.
me as well.
You mean the original Xbox One?
The original
Xbox One before it was cool.
Yeah, it's honestly the first game that I can properly remember is like, so if you ever played a game called Sonic Heroes, one of the best themes tunes to date, I will fight you.
Tyler's forced me to play it.
Wait, I didn't force you to play that one. I have the PS2 version of that one, and it lags like bollocks. It's unplayable.
No, luckily for the Xbox version, it's quite clean, so it's like, there was only one part that I couldn't get over for years. It was like an alligator part during one of the levels. I couldn't play it for some reason. I was so young, just had to do it for years, and eventually got it. But yeah, from the original Xbox, played a few games like that. Then I went on to 360. Made plenty of memories on that, with Halo Reach being one of them. Halo 3 is my first introduction to the 360. What a game. I've touched and dabbled with Call of Duty over the years, but I've learned that it's bad games. I've learned to kind of enjoy it for what it is. It's
It's better with friends.
It is better with friends. You don't have to concentrate as much on it. So I've kind of adapted through my life, from refusing to play even COD Black Ops 4 up until recently. Until I was forced to play Modern Warfare, the new one. By two groups of friends who I will never forgive.
I'm just gonna palm that all off on Ashley because he's not here right now.
Still, I was technically me, Ash, and Harry were actually in fact the founding members of Anarky Gaming. Well, Anarky Games. Look us on Instagram, Twitter, and all the other social media sites, if you're wondering. Let me just put that right in there. I've set it up. Follow me. But no, we were the founding members because we all took a class through games.
We were in college together for 2 years.
2 years, and I'll explain more about it if eventually we get.
Yeah, but we'll go more into like a history if this blows up.
Yeah, by a mile. But still, I've continued with game development even now. You can remember last week I was screaming about how, or even like earlier, just 5 minutes ago, screaming about college work. But no, I've been through Xbox mainly. I've dabbled in PlayStation. I've even played the most recent God of War game. Actually, pretty good.
Oh, I did not realise that you haven't touched a PlayStation at all in your life.
Well, it burns to touch it, you know. It's like Satan almost. It's just like.
No, I was about to say. I'm pretty sure you'd like instantly die and go to hell.
Yeah, it's against my religion.
I mean, it's a sin. It's bad, but it feels good.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. What did you do this time?
Yes, I have.
Touched the PlayStation again. Reece, we've talked about this.
What the fuck are you doing, dude? No.
Which port did you stick your finger in now?
No, that's my wife, my Xbox wife, yeah.
But no, what have you done over the last couple of weeks, Reece, other than your college work, obviously?
I've actually got back into playing Fallout 76, actually. Especially with the new update, Wastelanders.
Yeah?
It's really good. Honestly, it's vast improvements with skill checks, like a proper RPG system.
Skill checks. So what? All right. What I'm getting from this is we've got a really buggy Bethesda game that they've now mixed with No Man's Sky and Dead by Daylight and gone, yes, this is original.
Basically, what they did was go back to their roots and go, here we go, here you go. It's
like what they should have released.
A shiny coating on a turd or some sort. It's like, here you go. It's still
golden
maybe
rubbish
shiny.
bag.
It still may be shiny, but it's still a piece of turd.
It's like a McDonald's. The adverts look good, but when you actually order.
Oh yeah.
Shits,
And Reece, to round up this real quick, your top 3 game series if you can.
Ooh, that's got to be Dragon Age, Mass Effect, and Halo.
Oh, he actually had 3. And that was pretty quick.
Right. I would say I'm pretty quick all around, but that just makes me sound bad.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, Reece is usually a pretty quick man.
Whoa.
I finish things quick,
Easy, boy.
Tyler
Easy.
would know.
He knows how to get the job done right and quick. I've had experience firsthand.
All right, moving on. Second to last now, Sam.
Yes.
What are some of your earliest memories with gaming and whatever?
Oh, it was the original Xbox. I think I was around 5 playing that. It was Oddworld Munch's Odyssey. It was like Abe's Planet or World stuff.
Munch's Odyssey. Yeah, it was an Oddworld game.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, you
I've
also
played
had
that was my first.
It was something like Blinks and the Time Sweeper or something. It was like a cat with like a vacuum gun.
Oh yeah, sure. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, I actually want to real quick find because I remember you playing that because you actually got it yourself.
Yep, and I
I'm
spent ages playing that.
Really, Blinks the Time Sweeper. That's what it was called.
Could I just say, I googled Manx the lightning cat. I don't know why.
Blinks the Time Sweeper.
Fair enough.
But no, alright. Go back to what you were saying about, where you started.
As I said, I started that when I was around 5, just playing, seeing how I could get on, and then I was watching you, Harry, play lots of Xbox games, saying Call of Duty and stuff like that. That's how I got my love for first-person shooters because of you.
You always wanted to sit down and watch me play Gears of War. I remember that.
Yeah, I love Gears of War.
Any chance you got, you would be like, I'm gonna just sneak in here and watch him play this.
Yeah, just no one knew I was there until you realised I was there.
Yeah.
And then you tell me to get out. Sad time.
Sad indeed.
Well, it was because it was really interesting just seeing him play, and the next thing I know, he just sees me there. He's like, "Get out!" I'm like, "Oh."
I was grumpy back then.
Who said you're not grumpy now?
About to say.
Because of your abuse. It's because of your abuse. Killing me all those times on Call of Duty. That's how I've got my love for first-person shooters.
Yeah, I still don't understand how that works. I
don't know.
My brother keeps destroying me. I can't beat him. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna love these games.
Yeah.
I think that's more of the fact that he's probably thinking, well, I'm going to beat you
eventually. He wants revenge one day. I can feel it. It's coming.
One day.
It's gonna be there at some point.
One day. Yeah, it is. I'm going to lose my title.
And it was also you that got me into Rainbow Six Siege as well.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I like seeing you play it with everybody, and then watching all the live, watching every single Pro League. Before I had my Xbox
you had
One.
your own. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was sitting there with an Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Playing Dark Souls.
Because obviously you're a lot younger than us, Sam. So
Yeah.
You know, you've got less to really say about the stuff you've done of your life. Is there any other things that you can?
I'm going to the Xbox One.
Yeah, see, with the Xbox One, it's kind of like what we're all doing at the moment. So, what have you done over the last 2 weeks, other than quarantine?
I've done a lot of artwork, like quite a lot of artwork.
Yeah, because you enjoy doing your art, actually.
Yeah. My most recent one, let me have a look, was Octane's butterfly knife.
Nice.
Wait, you've got that? Oh, how? I've been trying to get that for ages.
No. He drew it, Reece. He drew it.
Oh.
Okay.
I still
Reece.
haven't got one.
He doesn't own it in Reece. He doesn't own it in game. He drew it, like artistic.
Oh.
Fucking
Oh
idiot.
my days.
You absolute
Losing
idiot,
his shit
Reece.
just because I said Octane's butterfly
Just
knife.
because you drew a fucking piece of art.
Well, you know.
Well,
I'm not.
my-
I don't know about you, but
a really good art piece as well is where is it? It was a warrior sort of guy. I'm gonna send a picture of it to the
Nice.
chat so like you guys can see what it is. But it's just a guy wielding an axe, basically.
Cool.
Just to...
And just to round out, oh no, go on.
Huh?
As you were saying, Sam. As you were saying before I interrupted by accident.
Oh no, it's all good. I finished.
Okay. Just to round out your segment, what would you say are your top 3 game series?
Top 3, it'd have to be Rainbow, Apex, and Gears.
Nice. I guess it's my turn now then.
yeah. So go on, Harry. So what have you been doing recently?
So, no. Let's start at the beginning. The earliest memory I actually have, and I mean literally as far back as I can remember, literally
Was it
the first thing I can recall. No.
No.
Damn it.
No, was
Game
actually
Boy.
sitting there holding a PlayStation 1 controller, thinking I'm playing the game, sat next to my dad who's actually playing it, and it was Final Fantasy VII. And that is literally one of the very earliest memories I have.
And that's how
And-
you got into Final Fantasy VII.
Literally, that is literally
Into
how I
the
got,
Final
no, just
Fantasy
the
series, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I grew up and it was just like, these are so cool. You got these like guys with these giant swords and these massive weapons and all of these monsters and magic, and I was just so hyped about it. I was like 3, 4, and this shit was brilliant.
So what you're saying is you've always really had a thing for, men with big swords. From an early age.
Yeah.
Basically.
But no, growing up, I also recall in the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games.
Oh, I remember
I used to
playing them.
love them. Like,
Oh my God.
Like,
we
you got
had-
me into that.
We had Pro Skater 2, 3, 4, Underground, and Underground
Oh, Need
2.
for Speed. I
No,
remember
no,
Need for
Tony
Speed
Hawk's.
games. Yeah, I know, but I also
Tony
remember
Hawk's,
the Need for Speed
oh my
games.
God, I loved them. I went on to play American Wasteland Project 8. I think it was after Project 8 I stopped because it wasn't like the other games, and it kind of disappointed me. But when I was growing up, I just loved playing my Final Fantasy games that I was playing. That's why I've got such a special place for both Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy X, because when I was growing up, they were the 2 ones that I really just clicked with. I didn't quite like 6 because it was still just really pixely and my head didn't compute that graphics don't make it better.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
young. And 8, I didn't understand how to beat the first boss, and we didn't actually own a copy of 9. I think when my dad played it, he then sold it once he was done with it, because I don't ever recall seeing a copy of 9 when I was younger. But we had 10, we had 12, and I just grew up with them. And there came a point when I wanted to change, and this was right when the DS and the PSP were releasing. And for my birthday, I got the choice whether like a PSP or a DS, so I got a DS. And
Good
Final
choice.
Fantasy with the DS.
I've had
And then I
both.
discovered Pokemon. I really got into Pokemon at that point because I wasn't playing the DS games, actually. I borrowed a friend's GBA cartridge and really got into Pokemon Emerald. I thought it was great. And that just led me into playing Diamond and Heart Gold. And then I played all the way, and I'm now running through Shield after beating Sword twice. But I felt like just growing up, I really have just played such a diverse range of games. I mean, people are going to be hating on me for saying this, but I used to enjoy playing FIFA and stuff.
Right.
I've played everything. I mean, I've literally played every type of game. That's how I know the genres I do and don't like. Like, I grew up just enjoying gaming as a whole, and I didn't really have games, so I was like, I don't want to play that. It was just like, oh, I'm getting to play games. And it just kind of expanded my love.
You've actually just kickstarted some of my memories, because I had... I doubt it would have been FIFA, because I don't know when that started. But
probably
I had
Pro Evolution Soccer.
Yeah, I think I had one of those for like the N64, and I also had a WWE game for that as well.
But yeah, I just grew up just surrounded by different games. I had Gran Turismo, and then eventually I got my Xbox when I was about, 13, 14. I got a 360. Which me and my brother put our money towards, my older brother. And so we basically had a shared Xbox for a while, and then he got himself a PS4 and everything. So it was just, and an Xbox One, and it was just like, okay, so that then became mine. And I just went, and there was times I was up until like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning speaking to the friends I had at the time. I had to get up at like 6:30 for school the next day, and I didn't give a shit. I remember there was one time that I was playing through the Modern Warfare 3 campaign. I went to bed.
I played that. I
woke up around 3:30 in the morning, and I decided, fuck it, I'm going to continue playing the Modern Warfare 3 campaign rather than going back to bed to have a nice fresh sleep for school the next day. I was shattered. But I completed the campaign in that morning.
I think we've all done it where we've went, right, fuck it, tonight we're going to do this. Yeah. And the next day we thought, it's such a bad decision.
For me, it was Borderlands, the pre-sequel. I was playing it, I got so close to defeating the boss, then my game crashed and I didn't save anything apparently, so I had to go back. And I was up until 5 in the morning playing Borderlands.
Nice.
Oh, mate.
But then I also completed the Vault Hunter mode as well, so...
Oh, nice.
Fair enough. But after over the last 2 weeks, other than doing my 9 to 5, essentially, is what you'd call it, and staying indoors, I completed the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I would highly recommend for all players up until the last couple of chapters, where you really need to make sure you have like a good knowledge of combat in the game as a whole, like how each element affects different things, how to use the right block at right times and everything, what different stances and shit do. Otherwise, you can have a hard time with that last part, like the last couple of chapters. It gets intense.
I'm just going to nod my head and understand exactly what you're trying to say.
But after completing that,
I understand because I've played the original Final Fantasy. Like, you have to have skill.
Like, it was I kind of just stopped playing for a while because between work and my days off, there was just no point in really playing anything. So I started using emulators again and just breaking Pokemon on my phone. And then I put my Xbox back up, and this is where we are now. And my top 3 game series are Final Fantasy, for sure. Like, I can never, ever hate this series as a whole. Then there's Pokemon, straight into the number 2 spot. I've been playing it for so long, I'm pretty sure I've got more hours in Pokemon overall. I do the Final Fantasy series. That's how much I like Pokemon. Right. Yeah. And then for my 3rd, it's got to be Gears of War, just for the memories I have on it. I don't like Gears 4 or 5, but the first 4 games that they released, I just couldn't get enough of.
How do you not like
And
Gears 4 or 5?
Gears 4, it didn't feel like a Gears of War game. It starts off way too much. Robots, robots, robots. Oh, look, we're actually getting to fight monsters. And the robots are back.
All right, I understand
And
that one, but 5 was one of my favorite games of that year.
I tried playing it, and it just... The load times just really put me off of it, because it took me like fucking 10 minutes just to load into the menu. I was just like, if this is how it's going to be, I'm going to get too annoyed with waiting for the game.
Nah, mate, it's worth it. It's a really good title with an amazing story.
If it's worth it, Reece, you're playing through it with me.
All right, yeah, you know I am.
You're going to do the campaign with me.
Yeah.
Wait, is the campaign 2-player?
It's 3-player.
3. There you go.
Oh, I could join you guys.
You can be one of them. Can be Jack, technically.
All right, and then, so now that everybody knows a bit more about us as a group,
Yeah, of course.
just so we're all aware, I know Reece from college. I know Tyler because we met on Xbox at one point.
You know me,
hello.
because I'm your annoying sibling.
Yeah, I know Sam because he's my younger brother, and I've also met Ashley in college, and basically everybody here knows each other from me. Just to put it
Basically,
simply,
he built a spider's web of Anarky games.
yeah. If I didn't know Tyler, or I didn't speak to Ashley or Reece in college, this wouldn't be the group it is. I introduced everyone to everyone once I was comfortable with everyone.
Yeah, of course it was. Yeah.
It's a lot of everyone.
Everyone is everyone.
Okay, I guess because we've done that, Reece, do you wanna
Yeah,
into
I'll start off.
your little
Topic
topic
of
that you'd like to bring
choice.
up today?
Well, one of the news things that been going around recently is that Crytek have announced that they're remastering Crysis 1. So hold on to your PCs, everyone, as that's going to melt your PCs as they've assured us in the past. But no, I'm just curious about everyone with if they've ever played Crysis. Harry, have you ever experienced that game?
I've seen Tyler play a little bit of it, and that's about as far as it goes. I've heard really good things about it, and people have recommended it to me a lot. But I just never really got around to playing it. But whenever I hear people say Crysis and remaster, at the moment, all I can think about is, are we going to get Dino Crisis remastered?
I have never played that game, and yeah, I hear everywhere I go. I said, everyone who loves Capcom is like Dino Crisis, Dino Crisis, Dino Crisis, Dino Crisis.
Like, I remember playing it when I was younger, and I was really confused because it was like Resident Evil, but with dinosaurs, and I had no clue what I was doing. So I'd actually like to see it get remastered so I could play through it.
Yeah.
But no, back to what you were saying, Reece.
Yeah. This isn't like a remake or anything, so it'll be a remaster, updated graphics and everything like that. There won't be any changes to like gameplay, but it's still wonderful news to go around. So, in fact, Tyler, Harry said that you had experience with Crysis. Then
I have had mixed experience. So the first game, I played it, but I didn't, in the sense that I used it as a benchmarking tool for many years.
All right.
Whenever I got a new PC, I'd boot it up, play the first couple levels, and just see how it would run. Because, oh man, even
mate.
even like with my computer in 2014, like that thing is still an absolute beast to try and run. Like,
it is.
It's a
truly
monster. I
is.
don't know how much you guys know about the stuff that runs it, but like that game came out 2007, and if I am thinking properly, I think it was 2011 was the first graphics card, the first single graphics card that came out that could run the game at 1080p 60 on max settings. It
Holy
took
shit.
like 4 years before a single card could do that.
There you go.
That's terrifying.
It really is. And if they're remastering
And they want to add ray tracing to the remaster.
oh my god, they're gonna add so much shit that we're just.
I guess
thinking another 4
running
years.
it like. I guess everyone's running at 240p lowest resolutions possible. Just And even then, it's gonna have frame issues.
Oh yeah, I mean, I even upgraded my computer just to try and get better frame rates in Crysis.
In fact, one of the things that I've owned for the last couple of years, I've owned a proper gaming computer, and like, I mean, honestly, it was the other day that I brought it, and it honestly, it's a medium-sized, a medium powerhouse basically, and even then, it's like I'm thinking, holy shit, this is this is a 2007 game. What the fuck is happening? It's amazing looking. And then they're adding ray tracing alongside other amazing stuff to it. They're updating the graphics, which is sodding hell. But still, I'm looking forward to it. The one bad side to it, sadly, is that there was a DLC for the game that they're not including in the remastered version.
Oh.
Whether they add it separately or something else, I don't know, but we haven't literally this. I've just looked at the trailers. I've looked at as much news as possible to see if I can get much information out of it. And yeah, they've not told us much, not even the release date really. But I thought it'd be a good time to mention that the powerhouse of PC gaming is returning, and plus I love Crysis 2 and 3. They got me into the series, to be fair.
Yeah. I haven't played much 3, but I didn't complete 2, but I got maybe halfway through it. That was a fun game.
It was. I loved it. It was a stupid plot, basically like a power armor with aliens. It was brilliantly stupid. And the voice, the suit itself, I could remember hearing it clearly in my head. Every line it says, like, invisibility on. Even like the powers delivered within it. As much as we like to joke about how it's going to destroy my PC, and it will destroy it because it's getting a little bit old at the moment. But I actually cannot wait to play it on. It's coming to Xbox, brilliant.
Great, but Xbox is going to explode.
Hey Harry, do you want to try playing this? You want to try playing this on your PS4?
Mate, do you want to hear my PlayStation in Africa? That makes enough noise anyways.
It's like the sound of the Xbox.
Honestly,
mate.
if you sat in my room, it sounds like you're in an airport waiting for the plane to take off because it's just going.
That's all
constantly.
There we go. It also comes to PS4 and even comes to Switch actually. So if people, enjoy
mate,
playing
I'm
stuff
gonna
on
blow up my Switch.
oh God!
Tyler, join me.
Yeah, you know all those rumours years ago about people thinking their Switches were melting and bending. Yeah, that might actually come true.
Yeah, that's true.
When Crysis remaster comes,
They were just working on Crysis back then.
Forget consoles war. It's now a matter of, can you run Crysis? No. Well, it's not good enough then.
I'm more worried about the next generation of consoles. Can they actually handle it?
Can you imagine just like sat there with your Xbox Series X, just slowly watching it get smaller and smaller as it melts into itself?
Oh God! 500 quid Xbox! Oh no!
And it's just like shrinking.
Mate, I don't know whether to be depressed or I'm just happy that a Crysis can run that.
Yeah.
I want to see Endgame, but all the heroes replaced with consoles and Thanos just replaced with Crysis. I think that's an accurate representation.
Mate, I'd love to see that. What, all different generations coming into it?
Yeah, just every system ever.
Oh, no.
Getting the Microsoft
Sam, have you ever heard of
Crysis?
Crysis?
No.
Oh, haven't
you
you?
never heard of Crysis?
It's a fun game, mate. It was a whole thing on the PC, but no, it's Crysis 2 was on the Xbox 360. So
it was Crysis 3, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was fun on its own. The story made no sense, but once you got Predator Bow, things just went out the window.
I mean, the weird thing was, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but I think the original Far Cry was meant to be like a precursor to Crysis, because that Far Cry 1 was not Ubisoft, that was Crytek, and it used an earlier version of the Crysis engine.
Yeah.
It was basically...
Oh.
I don't want to say it was meant to be a prequel, but it was meant to be a sort of, should we do a full-blown game like this, I think?
Yeah.
Which is what led into Crysis.
I'm guessing Ubisoft bought the rights to the Far Cry game then.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah. The Crysis developers, Crytek, use their Crytek engine just to test stuff out for the Far Cry game, but they're a talented team of developers. I think they've released one of their most recent games was this 2v2v2. I can't remember what it's called. It originally it was basically like the group, 4 groups of teams of 2 would go against each other, but with also AI in the middle.
Oh, you want about Hunt Showdown?
Yeah, that's the one. They made that one.
I really want that. I really want that game.
I'm hoping that comes to Game Pass because it does seem good and seems interesting to play.
I'd be willing to pay. I think it's something like 30 to 40 quid for the Legacy Edition, which has DLC with it. I would be willing to pay that. I'll be honest.
Yeah, no, it's I'm happy that it's coming now, especially since technically Crytek is kind of down the dumps at the moment because they've kind of heard a lawsuit against a developer, but I can't remember. It's one of the most founded games on it's just a certain developer anyway. They've just got out of it. They've lost loads of money, and they're now releasing this, which is perfect. It hopefully gets them into the mind of...
it's the only thing they could have done to try and restart themselves is kind of go back to where they were probably super successful.
They were.
I mean, it's scary because years ago there was rumours, I think around 2015, 2016, of them just closing down, and I think they closed down a lot of the studios in the other countries. So back then I thought that was it for them, but it's nice seeing them kind of at it.
Come back, yeah.
Picking themselves up, dusting themselves down, and going, right, no, this isn't the end. Let's give it another go.
But if this leads to a sequel to the series, I'd be happy for it because they kind of left us on a bit of a hanger. So cliffhanger. But yeah, whatever this leads to, and the developers are brilliant, as I mentioned.
Let's just say that we should probably all give it a go when it comes out.
Agreed. I've now been.
You know, obviously, when it comes out, we'll go into it then and see how many of us are dead, melting, or actually fine.
One of those things will happen.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I just thought
at least one.
This must be a winter release because they can't release it in the summer. The summer will just melt everything even more.
Yeah, they kind of have to.
No, is there anything else you'd like to say on the Crysis remaster, Reece?
Apart from knowing a little bit more about the game, and no, apart from that, I'm happy with everything that's going on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, Tyler, did you want to take away into your little topic?
Yeah, so I just want to talk about some games that are on Game Pass, alright? Just give people some suggestions. So there's this game called Minecraft. I don't know how many of you heard.
What's that?
Yeah, has anyone heard of this? Minecraft.
No.
Isn't that just really dodgy 3D Terraria?
Well, sort of, yeah, but it's like Legos, but 3D.
3D Lego. I swear Legos was 3D anyway.
I don't know. It addles my brain really. There's this other game called Goat Simulator. I don't know if anyone's heard of that.
Oh no, good no.
Is it like Farming Simulator, but you have to just look after goats, or
Must be.
I don't know. It looks weird from the screenshots. I don't understand it. There is this other game on Game Pass actually. I would highly recommend it. I haven't actually played it. but I'm just going off of the screenshots. It's called Fishing Sim World Pro Tour. And if you go look at
the...
God.
I can probably put a picture on the screen right about now of what's going on. But if you go look in the game store of the picture, it's just this guy holding a fish, but he looks really happy. And he just looks like, oh, I just caught this big fish. Look at this. Look at my big fish. Oh, look at this. I caught this.
Don't say it
I
like
caught
that.
this.
Don't say it like, look at my big fish.
Look at it.
Have you seen this fish, or? Moving on.
Do you just literally just want to, like... Because obviously we discussed this a little bit prior, so we can kind of get down what's happening. But did you just literally think, you know, I'm not going to take this seriously this week, Tyler?
Well, alright, this is another game on the Switch. It's called Nurse Love Syndrome.
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna read this out, okay? Because I think it's quite interesting that this game is on Switch. In a fantasy Japan, where womanly love is the norm, and a nurse can heal others with a touch of her hands, enjoy the visual novel of a womanly love and medicine. Meet cheerful Kaori Sawai, fresh out of nursing school, as she joins Yuri Gahammer hospital, surviving a near-death experience as a child. Surviving a near-death experience as a child left her with a desire to become a nurse and healing hands that let her relieve pain and impatience just by touching them. Written by real-life nurses
Delicious.
Sakura and Madoka, Nurse Love Syndrome shares the same world as Nurse Love Addiction, another game on Switch I should mention, focusing on young women fresh out of school. Guide Kaori in her story of growth, love and medicine. Featuring a quirky cast with multiple endings.
Oh, good God.
You can get the complete edition for $35.99.
Fuck off.
I should also mention, just for anyone listening, it's rated 16 with nudity.
Oh,
I think we kind of gathered that. Oh, fucking hell.
Tyler,
Well
do you
done,
actually have
mate.
anything serious to bring?
I think that's it. That's. What's podcast content?
Look at my big fish! I caught this!
Stop
Caught
telling
this,
me
I
to look
have!
at your big fish. Oh. Alright.
Fucking hell.
Okay.
From a big
Tyler.
fish to actual shit.
Tyler, do you have any sort of input actually right here? Or are you happy with your little, like, comedy act that you've just brought?
What comedy act?
He brought to the... He's being semi-serious, you know.
Yeah, semi-serious.
Oh. Hopefully.
No, is there actually anything you would like to mention, Tyler?
Yeah. This is the thing.
Or are you still struggling for ideas?
I don't know, I could go into some of my favourite games. Just talk about shit.
I mean, I say that you've caused us enough giggles for now.
Okay.
Agreed.
Sam,
Yes.
Oh,
you mentioned that you'd been playing a game recently.
Oh yes. I have been playing Dead Rising 4 a lot recently. So much that I haven't even gotten anywhere close to finishing the game when I'm at level 51.
And what game is it?
Why is that? Because too many zombies. That's all I'm saying.
What game
fair
is
enough.
that?
I did say it was Dead Rising 4.
Oh, I completely missed that then.
It's funny because it's like, all the combinations you can create, like that, you can create a wheelchair, like combine them, a wheelchair and a digger,
Right.
to create a fucking monster truck a fucking monster truck wheelchair, basically.
Yeah, I know you're on that.
I'm not sure that's how physics work, but sure.
Mate, it's Dead
but you
Rising.
can.
Anything can happen.
It was set around Christmas, and we're back with Frank West as in like the first game.
Yeah.
As in the
Have you
first
played
Dead
the first
Rising,
one?
so it's all good. Yes, I played it and completed it.
Cool.
I played it on Xbox 360 for a bit, and then after playing it, I found it really boring, so I moved myself on to playing a Dead Island. But I'm not going to get into that one.
Oh,
Like, the thing is, you can mix
Tyler.
up so many things.
What?
Dead Island,
It's-
Tyler.
Oh no. I love that game. I'll be honest,
Wait,
a lot
go
of people hated Dead Island. That's one of my favourite RPGs.
Dead Island the multiplayer, I could only
Yeah,
play
it
single player.
is. No, it's
Yeah,
not
it's an
as well.
online multiplayer that me and Tyler somehow broke with lag.
Oh yeah, that game's
That is
brutal
impressive.
as all hell.
Anyway, yeah,
We played the
talk about
remaster
Dead
as well.
Rising. Nice.
I think I might get it again on the Xbox One and just play through it. Just for a bit of fun.
So how is Dead Rising 4, mate? What is it fun to play with?
Yeah, it's really good to play with like the way it includes humor into like zombies. It's a bit like Shaun of the Dead when you think about it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's surprisingly
Humor and zombies,
creative
because
way.
like most zombie games aren't unique anymore. Like they're just usually same basis, survive, and then you get out and simple, done. This one includes comedy and also a backstory to it. Most of them include like how it was in the first place, like a virus spreading out. So dying light, for instance.
Dying Light doesn't really have an intro though, does it? It just kind of drops you into it.
Yeah,
but it tells you about like you have to get a file to be able to.
Oh yeah, you have to get you have to get all
You have
the
to kill
information
Reece.
and the vaccine. You have to get the
Yeah,
vaccine
and-
information and everything. Yeah.
For the GRE, and it just goes on like that. But this one, it doesn't.
Who
like,
do
it
you work
tells
for?
you- Grey. Sounds like a fucking dinosaur. Grey. No, it's Pokemon. It's Pokemon. Grey.
Can you imagine just like this is a Tyrannosaurus Rex? This made this sound plays Tyrannosaurus Rex sound. This here is a Retardosaurus. It went.
Grey.
Alright, anyways, you were saying so.
It starts off as Christmas. If you see the trailer of it, it seems like a really decent game because it's basically them showing like you play as Frank again, and then there's a giant Christmas tree which is made of zombies, and it's just all of that plus the gameplay itself. It just makes it one whole thing. It just like links together as a game.
So, I'm guessing you'd recommend to play this to everyone.
Yeah, because there's many different things. So there's many
Okay, would you
games.
just real quick, would you say that you have to play the other ones to be able to play this, or would it make sense just to pick it up?
It would just make sense just to pick this up and start playing it from the
Okay.
get-go as first, because it's a entirely different story itself. If you played
Okay.
the first one, you'll understand more, because he said he doesn't want to go back to Willamette, and Willamette's the first place that you played in Dead Rising 1,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
with the shopping mall and everything else. So, and it starts on Black Friday.
Oh, everyone's favourite time of year, especially Americans.
Yeah, that's the thing, because they were all in the shopping mall.
Isn't Black
and
Friday just like
the out,
an illegal purge in America?
pretty much.
Purge of all the shopping.
No, the weak shall die. It's literally just the weak shall die beneath our feet. Whilst we run away with this television.
You've also got bosses inside this game, and also side quests if you choose to do them. Most side quests
I only
is
ever
you
touched
defeating
the
maniacs.
multiplayer on it, so
I would play the multiplayer, but I don't have anybody to play multiplayer with.
So what you're trying to say is you don't have many friends.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I have friends.
He
they
spends
just
his
play
time
different
talking
games.
to his brother and his friends, like.
Oh yes.
No, you've become one of us.
One
Yeah.
of us. One of us.
Uh,
So
There's quite a few different types of zombies that you can get in the game, and there's also one that you really need to find. I think, yeah, it's the monster that in the game because you're trying to figure out what it is to get the best headline for the game. It's a undead zombie with an exosuit on,
Oh, cool.
and it pins people to the walls upside down. It's just really weird. Like, you got a maniac Santa Claus which tries to kill you and his henchmen elves. That's another one. Well, that's not even a boss fight, that's just a side quest. You can find many side quests.
Fun.
Like, before we started doing this, I killed the Eagle mascot for an American football team. And then after I killed him, I got explosive footballs.
My balls
Sounds
are
like my
explosive,
sort of
it's fine.
Just another day in the
Jose.
life of David Beckham.
No, anything else you'd like to say about it?
No, that's pretty much it. There's just a lot of screwing around.
Any questions you'd like to ask us about it?
Have you guys had any experiences with the game at all?
Yeah, I played it to
Yeah.
completion.
Like I said,
uh,
I've literally just been on the multiplayer.
It's really fun.
What is
game.
multiplayer like? I haven't even been able to join with anybody.
Uh,
I'd like tried
it's-
going on it and playing locally with people that I don't know, and there's nobody that plays this.
You have
Kinda
a
sad.
choice of, I think it's 4 different characters,
Yeah.
and you have to level up each character separately. Like, you level 1 travel across each character, but then you also have to. I think you can buy with different weapons and stuff. It's been a while since I played it, but I had Jordan
Yeah, you can
playing with me, so
You can
he
bind
played it a lot, and he was
weapons.
just helping me.
bind melee weapons,
No.
ranged weapons, and
No,
throwables.
not combined, but can buy. As in,
Yeah,
like, you can
yeah, you
purchase
get, like, you
different
can also-
weapons.
Yeah, you can buy the combined ones as well.
I think you need to do blueprints for them first.
No, because I can buy them without blueprints.
Fair enough.
He's not wrong. It depends. If you mess around enough.
Yeah, it's
then,
just been a
yeah.
while.
Yeah. Considering it's had a recent update. Just adding
Has
on
it?
other...
I didn't mind it. It was just basically it'd be a day-based system. So you'd have like day 1, day 2, and each day you'd have a different thing that you got to do. And then once you
Yeah.
completed it, you'd have to go back into the like menu before day 3, make sure everyone's ready, then ready up again, and then go into day 3. And
I had a bit too much fun with this because I have over 11,000 kills in the game. And my highest...
it's not. I mean,
my highest
when
combo
you
is
look at it,
3,000 something.
yeah, but when you look at the amount of zombies that there are, it's not overly difficult to get things like that.
Yeah, I know. But still.
Exactly.
Most
Yeah,
of the time
I
I
know.
just
I mean,
ignore it
say
and
the
just
3,000
run them
streak is
over.
pretty impressive.
Yeah. It was just a
The
thing
3,000 streak.
I had to
but-
get past a horde. So I picked up an exosuit and attached a slushy machine to my back, and I was freezing zombies and exploding them.
Cool.
As you do.
That's the sort of game it is. It's just there to make you have a laugh.
Just to fuck about, basically. It's just the nature of the game.
No,
It doesn't take itself too seriously.
The developers were Capcom and Vancouver. And
Vancouver,
Xbox One, yeah, the Xbox One score on it was 8.0, so it was just like a decent.
It's a pretty solid game.
Yeah. But that's
Okay.
all I have to say on it, really.
Cool. I guess that means that it's now my turn.
It's his your turn.
Finally. Since the
He has
first
been
podcast, I've
waiting.
been waiting. I've been waiting to just let out all my talk.
All just
That's how
waiting
you
to let out all the
unleash the
chatterbox you have
beast.
stored inside.
No, actually, I've got quite a small kind of topic today. in comparison to what some of the
Harry's
others
not
would be.
talking that much.
Is it PG?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, there is a new game that has been announced recently. EG7, Enad Global 7, if you're just wanting to know what it is, announced a new game called Minimal Effect, which is, I'm going to read this for you just in one moment.
I've played Mass Effect, but I don't think that's any
No,
close to that.
it's a bit different. No, Minimal Effect is a homage to some of the greatest sci-fi RPGs, movies, and shows that we absolutely love. This is the creative director for the game. While the story is ridiculous, the gameplay certainly is not. This is a fully fledged action RPG created in the art style of adult animation you know and love. It's a super galactic tale of space adventure, comedy, and questionable morality. So, just from that, I actually want this game now.
It sounds really good.
Just thinking about it, I'm thinking of like PS2 Futurama, because I've actually seen the graphic style. It does look like a PS2 Futurama style graphics. Then you've also got other elements, like there's a Netflix show called Final Space, which was brilliant, and I'd highly recommend, if you have Netflix, to go and watch it.
Well, I don't have Netflix,
Obviously,
so I can't watch it.
It's giving me
you
Sam
don't-
and Max vibes.
All right, yeah.
Can't say about Sam and Max. I've never played it.
I haven't
I mean,
either, but from what I've seen of the
from-
style and
From what I've read on the article, and over a couple of articles, it's essentially just going to be a giant sci-fi space adventure parody, which at the end of the day is kind of what I enjoy in games. I like the stupidity in games, the humor in games. So when a game is making me go, I like that, because it's making you question what the fuck you should actually be doing, and that's how that sounds.
Yeah.
I mean, when this releases, do you guys think you'll probably try it at all?
Oh,
yeah,
bro, no.
like if,
Mass Effect is one
like,
of my
if it
favorite
doesn't
series.
cost, well, if I have money and it costs something, I'll buy it. If it doesn't cost anything and it's on Game Pass or it's just for free anyway, I'll get it.
if
It
Harry
sounds like
if
a really
Harry
decent
gets it digitally, then I'll probably give it a go.
I'm probably gonna
Is that a
digitally. This is
nod?
me. I mean, think about it. If that thing has a multiplayer system on it as well.
That would be
Yeah,
really
it'd be
decent.
fun for all of us, to be fair.
Can you imagine just like adult humor, just as we're all running around in like an abandoned spaceship shooting like goo at each other or something?
Mate.
It's gonna be so much fun.
If it's anything like Mass Effect Andromeda, I'm gonna be so fucking happy. If it's got googly eyes.
I reckon it'll be worth it looking into, especially like once we have reveal trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, like as soon as they've got enough to reveal and show, I reckon I'll probably be looking into it a lot more. So this will probably be a topic I come back to in the future when we've got more information on it. But there's like so limited information on it. It's literally, they have announced the game and they've described what it's going to be like with a couple of screenshots. So I'd highly recommend going and looking at Minimal Effect with an A, not an E, on Google. Just going on to some of the articles, seeing what you can find out about it, because I can guarantee you that it's going to spark an interest in a lot of people.
The art style I was
Which,
actually saying earlier reminded me of Void Bastards.
yes, you were saying that, and I've actually installed it to give it a go. This is in third person, just so you're aware.
Oh, is it?
Yes, this is a third person game. One of the lines here is guide your team, meet your characters, learn new skills, explore side quests, and generally do everything you'd expect to do in a third-person action RPG set in a vibrant, stylish world that feels like playing a cartoon. So, I mean, I want it. I kind of want it now. I wish I could just like click install and play it.
Sadly, we do have to.
They
wait
have their
for
own
it.
website as well, so.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
Oh, they
It
have a
looks
trailer. I didn't realize they had a trailer. I need to watch this trailer at some point.
How
I
did
just
you
found an
miss the
article on
trailer?
Well, no, because I found an article on it, so I kind of like wanted to save it for the podcast, and I didn't want to like start going into it because otherwise I would have just been like, oh yeah.
But no,
Okay,
we are looking...
they've got a meet the crew thing on their website as well, so I'd highly recommend having a look at that. There's yeah. Okay, they've got somebody literally called Shirt. I think he's going to be the first to die.
Oh yeah. If it's anything like the first original Mass Effect, if we're going to do some sort of intro like that, yeah, I could see it happening. But yeah, I think we're all looking forward to that game. It looks interesting. It's got beautiful art. I'm just jealous of that.
Honestly, this just looking through the screenshots right now that they've got on the website, I definitely want to get it.
I'm hoping it doesn't have a good story. I know it's supposed to be like a piss take or anything, but as long as it's got a decent story behind it.
One of the things it's trying to sell is the fact that it's, you know, a parody-based game. So a parody for me has to have story, or otherwise it's just a comedy game.
Exactly. Don't get me wrong. Even if it's like if it sacrifices story for jokes, I don't mind as much because it is a parody game.
Oh yeah, for sure. There'll probably be some story element that you wish that you'd get more of, but instead it's replaced with like some form of humor.
Yeah. But no,
I reckon it'll be worth it.
I do so as well. It's literally it was I'm just looking forward to it.
I mean, I don't know if anybody had heard of it before I mentioned it today, but
no, it was just new to us. What system is coming
on? PC and all major consoles.
Excellent.
It said most major consoles, so you'll probably be looking at like, depending on when it's released, it might not be on the Xbox One and PS4. It might be only on the like next gen consoles, but with a bit of luck, it'll be on both this gen and next gen PC. I don't think it'll make it to the Switch, personally, but you never know. You'll have to wait and see.
Depends on the game. To be fair.
That's all I got to say to that.
Jesus. That failed slightly.
But no, I feel like that's enough said on that. So I'm just going to quickly go over some other news that I found whilst I was scouring around the internet recently. Game Freak celebrating Diamond and Pearl 13th birthday, I think it was. May have potentially confirmed that they're doing the remakes for Diamond and Pearl games. In their tweet, the thing that people were like, fans lost their mind out of is, rather than just being like, yes, we love this game, you love this game, 13 years old, they started it by going confirmed with a full stop. And then continuing on with like, it's a birthday tweet. But it just started with confirmed.
Yeah, that is mighty suspicious.
Yeah. And then another thing that I came across is that a Rainbow Six tracker that I tend to use a lot recently got its update to make it more accessible for people. And the last thing that I found is that console players on Call of Duty Warzone are actually disabling cross platforms to get away from PC cheaters. Because that's a big problem at the moment. I don't know if anybody else has any extra news they'd like to add in here.
I've got a couple to be fair. Hold on. Let me guess out my massive list, I
mean, I know one of the things that you were talking about is that, which we'll probably go into a bit more at some point, but Mick Gordon has left Doom.
This what? Right.
That's just a quick news thing, I
know. Mick Gordon has left Doom. Something to do with the music side of it, but I think all of us here, we've loved Doom for a long time, especially the first one and recently up to the second one. So the Doom music is part of the series itself, but we'll be missing it.
There's more than just those two.
Oh no! but still, it's what Mick Gordon soundtrack in those Doom particular games,
Oh, yeah.
Doom Eternal and Doom 2016. He has done stuff for other Bethesda projects, but we'll go on from that. Recently, the XCOM developer has announced their new DLC standalone game, XCOM Chimera Team. Ash was sort of come on and talk about that, but sadly he's not here.
I think he's asleep.
He must be. He must be studying shatters.
Doesn't do anything else in his life, so
work, sleep, and game, pretty much.
that's literally it.
And somehow eats stuff into the mic. A couple of other ones. Jason Schreier, was leading Kotaku. He was a popular writer for all games, kind of how things went down. He did stuff for BioWare with the Anthem, how it all got fucked up, basically. He will be missed, but he's going on to another newspaper. I think it's called the New York Times is going to. And finally, ESRB new loot box ratings.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so basically, ESRB, the people who basically say the age ratings, even like Peggy, they're technically part of the ESRB, just more the European side of it. They will have the age rating, whether it be in America, it would be like mature or anything like that. We'll have a little bit at the bottom saying in-app purchases will contain loot boxes. So I thought, particularly as
pretty
it's
good,
a sensitive
actually.
issue, it is a sensitive issue. So I thought it's a good move towards them. So I'm happy with this move, even though maybe it can be improved a lot more. But, that's me as a
It's not
developer coming
gambling.
through.
It's not
Yeah.
gambling. It's surprise mechanics.
This is what worries me. It's a sensitive
Actual
issue.
quote from EA.
Yeah, it really is. Oh, if you've read that meeting, I've never been so annoyed in my life. Yeah. Anyway, that's basically the news roundup. A lot of stuff has happened this week.
So, anybody else got any hope? Any hope? Any extra
hope?
news? Yeah.
I think I've
Yes,
lost
I
hope
do.
in all of
I
us.
do. Thomas the Tank
We're all
Engine
gonna
song
die.
was just stuck playing in my head.
Anarky Gaming.
No, I think
Bum
if
bum
that's
bum
enough,
bum bum
then
bum bum.
until next time.
Indeed, until next time.
I've been Harry.
Yeah.
I've been Reece,
No, you haven't.
also known as Marbari AG.
Why are you guys lying?
Shh, you're reading a secret.
You're not just do it the easy way. This episode this week we had myself, Harry, we had Sam, Reece, and Tyler, and we'll
Who's Sam?
catch you in the next one.
Oh, before I go, I've said this at the beginning, but if you want to follow us on social media, we have got an Instagram, Anarky Games. We've got Twitter if you want to follow that as well. YouTube channel, please subscribe to us. You like it? Someone's
Can we
gotta
just
do it,
like?
okay? Someone
Can we
said
just like cut you off at some point during that race?
Right, that's
No.
done.
Enjoy yourselves, everyone.
Enjoy yourself,
and
everybody.
stay safe.
Yeah, bye bye.
Big fish.